Hey everyone, so I'm super excited to present our next candidate for Project 1000 Hire. We have today joining us Omar, all the way from Montana. So Omar, why don't you give us a brief description of who you are and where you're from?
Yeah, thank you, and I appreciate you having me on today and doing this. My name's Omar Reyes. I live in the Pacific Northwest, but I split time between Montana and Seattle. That's my wife's doing. She wanted to get out of Seattle after 20 plus years. She wanted something quiet. So I've been in technology for 20 years or so. When I was born and raised in Southern California in the desert, tired of the heat. So at the age of 20, I joined the service for a little bit, was in the Navy, and then ended up in Seattle and was going to school and did school, but decided I wanted a career in technology. So I'll just say I willed myself into a job at Microsoft with no real technical background. And I started out in their support organization, and I've been doing tech ever since. A lot of network operations and a lot of security operations, as well as sales for 10 years.
Wow. So first of all, thank you for your service. And second
Well,
of
you're
all,
welcome.
I mean, that's a whole separate conversation with which we'll talk about a different time. I don't know how you got into Microsoft with no technical background, but that's incredible. So
yeah, that's a good conversation.
So why don't you tell us about a personal project or personal accomplishment that you're proud of?
One of the things that I'm most proud of over the course of my career, especially as I've become more senior in my career, is one of the things I've always done is enjoyed building teams. It's kind of who I am. I really enjoy people and working with people. But coming out of that, and something that's grown out of that over the last probably 10 years or so, even maybe 12 years, has been I really enjoy mentoring new folks or junior folks. When I was helping build teams at some very large enterprises, I discovered that taking the new members under some of the lesser experienced members under my wing, and not that I'm the greatest technologist on the planet, but helping them get through the process and being a sounding board for them. So I've continued that through from operations into sales. And that to me is very gratifying and satisfying. To be able to help someone who may need some guidance or just is looking for some pointers. Hey, I'm in this situation. How do we handle this? And so that to me is my most proud accomplishment. There's a lot of technology, architecture projects, and all those things, but that's kind of part of the job for me. Helping folks grow and advance their career, really special.
Wow. Now that is, being of service and helping someone else, it's the most gratifying thing possible. Yep. So why don't we flip the script and tell us about a personal challenge that you were able to overcome?
One of the things that, in terms of a challenge for me that's been throughout my career is interesting. I have I like taking on that mentor role, like I said, as a project, but I think that comes out of, I struggle with confidence sometimes. Like I said, I'm not going to write the next greatest application on the planet, from a technology standpoint. So, I see myself with some of my peers who are very amazing technologists, and just hungry and, just doing amazing things. And not that I'm any less skilled, but I think the confidence in myself at times has been a challenge for me. So being able to apply, a positive mental state and thought process and output has allowed me to overcome that and accomplish good things. That to me is probably the biggest hurdle, professionally, and even sometimes in life. Sometimes in life you're like, God, am I doing the right thing? Can I do that? And if you don't just take that step and go do it, you'll never know. So that to me has been a big accomplishment in terms of getting over a hurdle personally.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, so first of all, thank you so much for your honesty. And listen, there's no doubt in my mind that you're an incredible technologist and you have all the power. And I believe in you, and you're amazing. Don't worry. So, what are you looking for in that lucky company that's going to get you next? That you're going to be able to apply your mentorship to the younger generation. You're going to be able to come and walk in that front door with a ton of confidence. You know,
Right.
what
Yeah.
role are you looking for in that? What are you looking for in your next role?
So I'm looking to continue to work as a sales engineer, but I would like to get into a company that that might be early stage, you know, and somewhere where I can come in and help build a team or build a process. You know, like I said, it's something I've done in the past, and it's something I really enjoy doing. You know, I'm definitely at that point in my career. I'm 47 years old, so you know, my days of staying up all night are long behind me. But I really enjoy putting in that time and helping build a team, helping build a process. So, you know, a company that may have a couple of engineers or, you know, is building, you know, they've got 3 engineers in the US and they're starting to build that team out. They need West Coast or Rocky Mountain, you know, representation, some place where I can come in and make a difference. It's also important that the technology be exciting and interesting, right? You know, there's so much happening around, you know, ML and AI, you know, they're catchphrases, buzzwords, but that's where things are at.
Right.
And there's a lot of companies doing great things with those technologies today, looking at different aspects. I was talking to a company a couple of weeks ago, had some great conversations, and they're applying that process and that technology to email and to spam and phishing filtering and all those types of things. And it's like, it's not just an email gateway, you know, that we've all known about for, you know, that we've all worked with for 20 years. They're looking at individual mailboxes and looking at how they look at reputations, and it's so something along those lines. Some company that is really looking forward to the future, but also that needs a senior person to help come in and build out teams, build out processes, and you know, and do a good job, make some good sales.
Right.
I'm definitely good at that. So
So that's incredible, and there's no doubt in my mind that you are, and you're going to be such a beneficial contributor and asset to any company that you join next. So first of all, I want to thank you so much for joining us on this special project. And the second thing is, you know, I want to give you obviously a blessing that, you know, we should be an easy process, and hopefully through this we'll be able to find you your next role where you can help a ton of people, apply your incredible talents, and hopefully contribute more and more to make this world a better place. So thank you so much.
well, thank you, and I really appreciate what you're doing here. That was one of the things when I found myself in this situation. It was stay positive, help other people out, right? You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of us that are in this situation,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, because of this current situation. And I tried to do that, and then you pinged me, and it's like, wow, this is great. The community's coming together, and we're all helping each other
Yeah.
out. And so,
Yeah.
thank you so much for that. It's greatly
Thank
appreciated.
you. Sure. Sure. You're welcome.